Going from high school into college or college into professional or graduate school has a big increase in the responsibilities and deadlines that you need to meet. So here are some tips that you can incorporate into the rhythms of your life that'll improve your productivity and time management. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Timothy. I'm a first-year medical student in the United States, and time management is something that's near and dear to me because I really was terrible at it for most of high school, especially the first few years at college as well. Time management was not something that I was skilled at, and I definitely suffered in my academic performance because of that. And really, time management is so important when we think about how to do well in school and even how to do well in the workplace after school. That you have these tasks that need done, and you need to effectively choose which tasks you need to do in order to meet them before their deadline. That's a lot of jobs, that's a lot of academics, and so being skilled at that, not even just smart enough to understand the content of the courses, but also being able to get things done before their deadline is a crucial part of academics and really just productive life. So here are a few tips that I've learned along the way that really improve time management and productivity. One of the most important things you can do for time management is using a schedule. And you don't have to stick to it completely, but you should be able to know around how much time you're spending on each task and making sure that you're focusing on the tasks that you should be focusing on. If you have a project coming up that has a deadline tomorrow, you should definitely know about that and put on your schedule tasks that you need to do before that project is finished or due. And so this can also help you break down big projects. For instance, if you have an essay or a big class project that's due in 2 months, instead of working on it the day before or 2 days before and really having a subpar performance because even though you're working really hard, you're working 14 hours on this project, there's only so much work you can do in one day. But if you took that same project and you spread it out so you do several hours a week leading up to the project, even if you still need to crunch near the end of the project deadline, you've had a lot of work throughout the prior weeks to get done with the work. This idea of producing a schedule will enable you to take big projects and schedule them out appropriately so you're getting all the work done that you need to before the deadline. Having a schedule also allows you to focus on the smaller pieces. Not every homework or project is going to take 20 hours. There are some other tasks that you can do that'll take 30 minutes or an hour, and so you can put those on your schedule so you know that you're making sure you're getting everything done that you need to. So for me, I schedule things on a weekly basis, and so I will look at my schedule every single Saturday morning. I'll look at my schedule for the upcoming week, and I'll say that I need to do this, and this is my lecture that I'll need to attend. I'll need to watch these different lectures or third-party resources online, do these projects, do these sort of homework, and I'll kind of just assign those to different days. And so I have a pretty good idea when I come into a day what I'll be doing, making sure that I don't miss the things that are really important, making sure that I have things like, oh, this is a deadline for this project, and you need to make sure that it's done. And now that you have a schedule that enables you to assign tasks to specific days and break up huge projects into doable pieces throughout the coming weeks, you can also start assigning priorities to these different things. If you have this huge project that's not due for 2 months, there's no point in spending 20 hours working on it over the next 2 days if you have another project that's due in a couple days that'll require even 4 hours. And so this assigning priorities will enable you to make sure that on each given day, you're doing the things that really are important. There's a few different models for how you can assign priorities to different tasks, but practically, I don't really think in these categories. I mostly think about what do I need to get done now? What do I need to get done at some point in the next couple of weeks? And then what do I really never need to get done, but it would be nice if I got that done? And that's how I think about it. And so I'll assign those things on my weekly schedule where the things that I need to get done that day, I'll put at the top of the list. Things that I need to get done sometime in the next week would be lower on that list. And then things that I would like to get done, I use Todoist or other applications just to track those, where if I have some spare time, then I can start looking at that list and say, okay, oh yeah, I should do that. So for instance, if you have something that's due today, something that isn't due for a couple of weeks, a lecture that you need to watch, but it isn't related to the assignment today, and then you need to call your mom to talk to her about a birthday that's coming up for a family member, you could kind of assign those based on where you would prioritize it. So the thing that's due today is really near the top. You need to get it done today. The lecture, probably sometime in the next couple of weeks, maybe this week, depending on when you need to know that information. Project, a little bit lower than that. Calling your mom, maybe at the very low of the list, or maybe at the top of the list, depending on how much you like that family member. And so really, this is just a way that I personally use to kind of simplify it and just assign different priorities and then just do them in order of the priorities. So priority number 1, you knock out, then you do number 2, 3, and 4. And this enables you to get things done in a way that is important. And then if you don't get something done in a day, let's say you have 10 things on your to-do list for today, you don't get to them all, just move some of those to the next day and then reprioritize that. And I would do that about once a day. So while you're thinking about creating your schedule and assigning priorities, one thing that you really need to assign priority to is also just your health and developing healthy habits. While that may not seem like the most productive thing that you can be doing is working out or eating a healthy meal or going to the grocery store and getting vegetables and fruits in order to eat those to be healthy, this thing will allow you to have long-term productivity. And so you really can't be as productive as you can if you aren't as healthy as you are. And so one way that I personally do this is scheduling time to work out. For me, it's not conducive. It's not really part of my natural rhythm at this point, but throughout my weekly schedule, I will assign certain days where I will just choose to work out, whether that's running, whether that's going for a walk, riding my bike, doing weights, whatever that is. That's just ways that I have told myself, yes, this is important. This is something that you should put on your schedule. And this is something that you should do in the priority list that I already have assigned. And so while I'm not perfect about this, it's definitely something that I've improved over by just assigning it to the schedule, saying, yes, I know you're super stressed about the project due in a week, but your health is also important long term. And so this is just one way that I've personally found to improve my retention and adherence to healthy habits. In addition to exercise and eating healthy, I would also recommend that you spend some time with intentional soulful rest. And what I mean by that is rest that is doing things that really rejuvenate you, that really bring life to you and relaxation to you. And so there's lots of ways where you could be relaxing, but you're just spending hours on YouTube watching shorts or scrolling through social media. And while those things can be relaxing, many times, especially if you do it for long periods of time, it can feel kind of numbing. So instead, soulful rest would include doing activities that really rejuvenate you. And so everyone is a bit different. For me, this is cooking something where I've bought all the ingredients. I really enjoy cooking and trying out new recipes and making something that tastes delicious. And that's something that I personally find really restful. That and reading or drinking tea, going for walks with my wife, these are things that are really restful that afterwards I just feel so recharged and ready to go, whether that's going back to studying or whether that's embracing the next day. And to me, that feels very different than spending 30 minutes scrolling through Facebook or whatever on my phone. It's just a very different sort of relaxation. Each one may have their place, but if you can, definitely spend your breaks doing things that are really rejuvenating to you. So once you have a schedule, you've assigned priorities to the different things, and you have these healthy rhythms, really the last thing is to cut out everything else that is not either improving your life, improving your career, or improving those around you. You will recognize as you actually dedicate time on a schedule and really start analyzing the things that you're doing, that there's just things that aren't improving any of those categories. So if it's not helping you and it's not helping others, why do it? And so obviously there's some just obligations that you'll have to whether a job or a school that you may not feel improve you. It may not feel like you're improving others, but you just have to do them. But there's gonna also be things that you're currently doing in your life that are not helping anybody, including yourself. And so those things you can kind of just nix, throw them in the trash can, no longer do them again. And that'll free up some of your time in order to focus on the things that you want to do and the things that will improve your career and your academic success. So if you schedule your time time on a schedule, if you stick to your priorities and assign different things priorities and follow that priority list, as well as develop healthy habits that you incorporate into your life for long-term productivity, you will find that your time management does improve, that you have more time in order to do the things that bring you joy or bring joy to those around you. And so if you want more study tips, check out this playlist up here. I'll go over various things like Pomodoro or other study hacks that you can use in your life now in order to improve your academic success or improve your time management abilities. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good day.